So I had this client, and she had a dream about what she was having a really rough time, and she was a pretty good dreamer. She had this dream that she was walking down a road by, there was an ocean on one side and there was a sort of sand dunes on the other side, and she looked up and there was this guy with a huge python that had been out there showing it to everyone, and she took a look, and he invited her to come take a look at the snake, but she refused and walked on. And so she told me that dream. She was also quite imaginative, so I said, look, let's try something. First of all, tell me about the snake handler. And she said, well, he's kind of a charlatan, he's a show-off, he's a fake, and I'm afraid that if I went up to the crowd and where the snake was, that they would force me to touch it. And so I thought, okay, so that's why you walked by. I said, okay, so let's play a game. So you sit there and bring that dream image to mind. Close your eyes, bring the dream image to mind, but let's play with it a little bit. It's like Jung's technique of active imagination. Let's play with it a little bit. So go up there, you know, imagine that you go up there, and you kind of have to do this like you're daydreaming. You know, you can't force it. You have to play with it like you would when you're daydreaming, which is you're kind of half doing it voluntarily and it's half manifesting itself. It's kind of a gateway between you and the collective unconscious. That's another way of thinking about it. And anyways, I said, okay, so go up there, and the first thing we're going to do is figure out what are you going to do if the crowd tells you that you have to touch the snake or get close to it, because she needed a defense, because it isn't up to other people to force her to do that. So we practiced what she might say. It's like, no, I'm comfortable here, I'm just going to stand in the background, I'm just going to look at it and get accustomed to it, I don't need you to push me forward. So she felt pretty good about that, so that kind of armed her with a defense, so then she could pretend to go up and take a look at the snake. And I said, well, the first thing you should do is take a look at the snake handler and see if he's who you think he is. And so she did that in her imagination. She said, no, he doesn't seem to be a charlatan at all. He's got this snake that is his, you know, something he takes care of, and he just has come out here to show the people, let people look at this snake. And so she said, so I said, well, is he someone that you could trust or someone you shouldn't trust? You have to ask both those questions, because otherwise you're leading the witness, right? You don't want to tell people what to think. You have to let them figure it out for themselves. So, and she said, no, I think he's somebody that could be trusted. And I said, okay, well, so what do you think that you could go up there and you know, maybe lay your hands on the snake and touch the snake? And she said she wasn't sure about it, but we went through it and she was able to do it. And so it's the same. So she had to make contact. She had to voluntarily make contact with this terrible snake that's at the bottom of being, that's at the bottom of the tree of existence. Right? That's where the snake is. It's wrapped around the tree. Well, why? Well, partly because we lived in trees, and that's where the damn snakes were, down there on the ground where we didn't know. Right? And that's the divine tree of being, that. And so, well, you have to get the hell out of the tree and go confront the snakes, and then that's the way out, at least in principle.